God and the Geometry of Infinity, Understanding the Necessary Being. This video explores the concept of God as the necessary being, wajib al-wujud, using metaphysical philosophy, infinite mathematics, and cosmic topology. ND explores the theological and metaphysical implications of Jesus Christ's statement about the earth being flat, interpreted through the lens of cosmic layers and divine observation. In this episode, we explore the most profound concept in theology and metaphysics: God as the necessary being, the one who exists beyond all dimensions, all time, and all possibility. This is not a theological claim alone. It is a philosophical and mathematical reality, supported by centuries of inquiry, from ancient mystics to modern mathematicians. The Infinite Tree, Sidrat al-Muntaha. At the heart of this vision lies the tree of Sidrat al-Muntaha, a metaphysical structure that maps the soul's journey toward God. This tree is not botanical. It is cosmic. Its roots lie in the flat time of the third dimension. Its trunk spirals through layered heavens. Its branches reach into the unknown. And at its center is the heart of God, the source of all being. This tree is a time lock, a tunnel through which the soul ascends, layer by layer, toward the divine. Philosophers of infinity. Several thinkers have tried to describe God using the language of infinity. Georg Cantor defined God as the absolute mind in which all mathematical infinities find meaning. He developed the theory of transfinite numbers, showing that infinity is not vague, but structured. René Descartes argued that the human ability to conceive infinity is proof of an infinite being. For Descartes, the idea of God was embedded in the logic of the mind. Cantor's work introduced ordinal numbers, omega, omega plus 1, omega 2, representing order, cardinal numbers, representing size. Transfinite sets, larger than any finite number, yet logically comparable. These concepts allowed mathematics to work with infinity, not as a mystery, but as a tool. God's access to space. God is not in space. God is beyond space. He exists in all dimensions, and in the dimensions that are not yet known. In metaphysical terms, space is not substance, it is a measure of presence. God is present in every measure, and in the absence of measure. If we define space as r to the power of n, where n is infinite, then every subset of this space where consciousness arises is a region of divine presence. God is the frame of all frames, the one who is present even in the absence of location. God's access to time. God is not in time. God is beyond time. Time, in this framework, is divided into potential infinity, time as an endless process; actual infinity, time as a complete set, the present moment. A metaphysical point of transition. God exists before creation and after resurrection. He is the substrate of all time, the eternal now. In geometry, time can be modeled as a circle. The center is timelessness, God. The circumference is the journey of creation. Pi is the ratio between the soul's path and its distance from God. Pi is not just a number. It is a symbol of eternal proportion. No matter how precise our measurement, pi remains the same. We do not shrink pi, we travel within it. Time in topology. In topology, time is not linear. It can be a Mobius strip, a Klein bottle, a torus, a spiral. In Einstein's relativity, time bends near massive objects. In the Quran, God says that in the afterlife, we will realize we slept only half a day. Time is different in every dimension. In the fifth dimension, time is unknown. In the sixth and seventh, it is unknowable. And in the infinite dimension, God is beyond time altogether. Why? In the Sidrat al-Muntaha tree, dimensions and time are represented as curved or circular, using the language of topology. In metaphysical cosmology, especially within Islamic theology, the Sidrat al-Muntaha tree represents the soul's journey through layered dimensions toward divine proximity. But why do we depict time and dimensions as curved, circular, or spiraled in this tree? The answer lies in the mathematical field of topology. Topology studies the properties of space that remain unchanged under continuous deformation. It allows us to model time and dimensions not as rigid lines, but as flexible, interconnected structures. In this framework, time is not always linear. It can be looped, twisted, or folded, like a Mobius strip or a torus. Dimensions are not flat planes. They can be nested, curved, or wrapped around each other. In the Sidrat al-Muntaha tree, the curvature of time reflects the soul's nonlinear ascent. Each layer of the tree corresponds to a dimension where time behaves differently. In the third dimension, time is flat and sequential. In higher dimensions, time becomes cyclical, compressed, or even timeless. The circular geometry of the tree also symbolizes eternity. A circle has no beginning and no end, just like divine presence. The use of pi in this model represents the eternal ratio between the soul's journey and its distance from God. No matter how deep our understanding becomes, pi remains constant, just as God's essence remains unchanged. By curving time and dimensions in the Sidrat al-Muntaha tree, we acknowledge that divine reality cannot be captured by straight lines or flat maps. It must be modeled as a topological ascent, a spiral of consciousness, a tunnel of awakening, and a geometry of transcendence. This is why topology is essential in metaphysical modeling. It allows us to move beyond the limitations of physical space and into the architecture of divine truth. The geometry of resurrection. When the soul awakens in the fifth dimension, it realizes that time in the third dimension was flat, time in the fourth was curved, time in the fifth is layered, and time in the sixth and seventh is transcendent. Each dimension reveals a new form of time. Each awakening is a new birth, and each journey is a spiral toward the divine. The tree of Sidrat al-Muntaha. This tree has a flat base in the third dimension, a spiral trunk through the fourth, a radiant crown in the fifth, and a hidden heart in the infinite. It is the tunnel of the soul. It is the architecture of ascent. It is the map of divine proximity. Final reflection: the necessary being. God is not a being among beings. He is being itself. He is not in space. He is the measure of space. He is not in time. He is the rhythm of time. He is not created. He is the source of creation. In every equation, God is the constant. In every dimension, God is the frame. In every moment, God is the now. This is not theology alone. This is metaphysical geometry. This is the architecture of infinity. In the second part of this episode, we explore a statement that has puzzled many. Jesus said the earth is flat. But what did he mean? Was it a misunderstanding of geography? Or was it a metaphysical truth spoken from a higher dimension? The answer lies in the layered architecture of the cosmos, and the divine perspective from which prophets speak. Speaking from the divine viewpoint. Jesus Christ was not speaking from human limitation. He was speaking from the perspective of God, the observer who resides beyond space and time. In the Abrahamic tradition, prophets do not invent truth, they transmit it. When Jesus described the earth as flat, he was not referring to its physical curvature. He was describing the linear nature of time in the first heaven, our universe. From the divine viewpoint, time in this realm is flat, locked, and unidirectional. This is confirmed in Islamic theology, where the first heaven is described as a flat plane, a realm of linear time and limited perception. The unity of Abrahamic revelation. When we read the scriptures of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, we discover a profound truth. They all speak of the same God. They all describe a layered cosmos. They all point to a divine observer who sees all. Jesus, like Muhammad, was a messenger of this truth. He spoke of realities that transcend human understanding. He described the earth not as a sphere in space, but as a plane of existence, a metaphysical stage where the soul is tested. This is not contradiction. It is cosmic coherence. Jesus and the knowledge of time curvature. Long before Al-Khwarizmi defined the fourth dimension, long before Einstein described the curvature of space-time, Jesus was already aware of the structure of time. He understood that time in the first heaven is flat, time in higher heavens is curved, and time in the divine realm is transcendent. This is why his teachings often seem paradoxical. He spoke from a place beyond time. He described truths that science would only begin to uncover centuries later. The misunderstanding of modern minds. Today, many dismiss ancient theology as primitive. They assume that prophets lacked scientific understanding. But the truth is the opposite. We are the ones who are behind. The prophets spoke of layered dimensions, curved time, and divine geometry long before modern physics existed. They described the soul's journey through cosmic layers. They mapped the architecture of the heavens. They revealed the structure of divine order. We are only now beginning to understand what they already knew. The flat earth as a metaphysical plane. So when Jesus said the earth is flat, he was describing a plane of linear time, a realm of spiritual confinement, a stage for moral testing. He was not wrong. He was ahead of us. He spoke from the perspective of the divine observer. He saw the earth as it truly is, a flat plane of causality, bounded by the laws of the first heaven. The prophetic vision of cosmic layers. Just as Muhammad ascended through the heavens in the Miraj, Jesus spoke from a place of cosmic awareness. He understood the curvature of time. He knew the structure of the heavens. He saw the soul's path from birth to resurrection. This is not myth. This is metaphysical truth. Final reflection. The prophets were ahead of us. The Abrahamic prophets were not limited by their era. They were transmitters of divine knowledge. They spoke of realities that science is only now beginning to explore. We are the ones who misunderstood. We are the ones who reduced their words to folklore. But now, with the tools of mathematics, physics, and metaphysics, we can finally see they were right. They were ahead. They were speaking from the heart of God. In the next episode, you will see how the prophet's ascension describes the lives of the soul in higher reincarnative dimensions, and you will be introduced to a new world of mathematics and theology.